I just wanted to get in here with a reminder because there are countless paradigms for how we can become available, right, for more abundance, right? There's so many different ways that we can look at how life or success or abundance or money, right, is available for us, right? And what I want to talk about today is that we are the ones who are making up the rules. We are continually reinforcing how things go for us inside of our experience. And, we forget this, right? We often think that, things are happening to us or, we're not in charge of things, right? And that, stuff is just sort of like happening out there, but everything is happening inside of your life, whether it's the love that you experience, the level of happiness, the amount of health that you're allowing in, the amount of abundance, the amount of wealth, right? You're in charge of that. And we are making up the rules, right? Each and every one of us is making up the rules about like what we will allow ourselves to have, right? The levels of abundance that we'll allow ourselves to have, the amount of money that we have available in our experience, right? The amount of joy, purpose, all the good stuff, right? And the next levels of our success, right? The next levels of our abundance, the next levels of our joy, right? Of our purpose, right? It doesn't come from hustling, right? Being in constant motion, being overly busy, right? Running around feeling drained and stressed out, right? That's not where it generates itself from. So I really want to have this conversation about our level of expectations, our level of standards, right? Because people often ask me, how do you get into this place of continual flow with money and abundance, right? How do you get into this place where it's just there, it's stable, it's reliable, it's happening, right? And there's not this like feast and famine. There's not this like I'm really high and up and feeling awesome and then I'm, back down in the pit, right? And I think that there's really a connection between these, this sort of struggling and efforting, right, to allow all of that in and this place of ease and flow, right? And here's the deal, you guys. This is the truth bomb that I want to tell you today. It all begins with you, right? It begins with you because you are the common denominator, right? You are the common denominator in how you feel and what you allow into your life, right? And you are the one who can decide that you are limitless, right? And that you are available for total abundance. So I want to start with an affirmation. And I love this one, and I'm going to give it to you. And I want you to write it down. Maybe I'll go back and type it into the comments later, but write it down for yourself. And repeat after me. So repeat this in your mind as I'm saying it. The universe is my source and supply of my prosperity. Money and abundance expand proportionate to my desires. No other human holds power over my money or abundance flow. I'm going to say that again. The universe is my source and supply of my prosperity. Money and abundance expands proportionate to my desires. No other human holds power over my money or abundance flow. You guys, this is it. That's the truth bomb right there, right? And this is not a popular belief, right? But I'm gonna say it anyways, right? Money isn't contingent on the economy doing well. It's not contingent on the government. It's not contingent on the industry that you're in or the business or the type of business or the niche of your business, right? It's not dependent on how many other people might be doing the same type of work that you do, right? There's like thousands of coaches out there. I'm not dependent. My money flow is not somehow, hampered by that, right? It's based on me. It's not contingent on anything except for your relationship to money, your relationship to abundance, right? Your belief set about what you deserve, your standards, your expectations, right? And abundance is the same as money, right? We're talking about money and abundance, but I use them interchangeably, right? Because when we heal our relationship with money, what happens is that we open the floodgates to all the abundance that we desire in our life. Because oftentimes the crimp starts where we're like pinching off the flow, starts with money, because we have so many old money stories, money beliefs, money trauma, right? And when we heal that, we open up to all the abundance that we can have. Okay, so we don't let in abundance, money, whatever it is, because we lack trust, right? We don't have trust in our ability to use money well, right? We have negative associations with people who have money, right? There's been so many women who've come through Money Mastery who said, wow, I didn't even realize I was thinking these things, or that I had all this judgment, or that the way that I'm talking about money and people with money is toxic, right? It's like a repellent. Or we have memories of times when, money abandoned us or wasn't there for us, or we didn't have enough money, right? All of that baggage, right? All of that money past, all that money legacy is there impacting our present reality with money and abundance, right? Or we don't feel we don't feel worthy of abundance, because we think if we have success, right, it was a fluke, or bad things will happen if I have too much success, right? That's a big money block that comes up. We want it all, but we don't believe we can have it all. Because if we believe that we could have it all, we would already have it all, right? And most of you, like some of you may be on a scale of 1 to 10, you may be somewhere around that 7 or 8 range, right? Where you're feeling pretty good, but you're not all the way maxing out, right? You haven't figured out how to bust through that upper limit for yourself, right? So if we don't feel worthy of money, right? If we doubt and question our ability to receive it or keep it, or to make it or use it or give it away or manage it, or any of those things, right? Then it's not available to flow in the limitless quantities that it could to us, right? We haven't realized and owned that we were made for more, right? And that's a really good affirmation for you guys. Take it, own it, right? I'm made for more. I am made for more, right? Keep repeating that to yourself, and you're going to start to believe it, right? That money gets to be consistent for you, right? It gets to be reliable. It gets to be supportive. It gets to be stable, right? It gets to be easy. It gets to be something that just is instead of your experience, right? That is the way that I think about money now, right? That is the way that I think about abundance as well, right? It is my set expectation, right? It is the standard that I have for myself, right? But here's where I see this getting derailed for so many of you, right? You say that you want it all, right? You want to have the amazing income, you want to have the impact, you want to have this beautiful, successful life, and yet you don't believe it's possible for yourself, right? And here's what it sounds like. It sounds like really specific comments like, business is really good right now, but I don't expect it to continue because, I don't want to get my hopes up, or that wouldn't be realistic. That's what I mean when I'm saying we're setting the standard, we're creating the expectation, right? If we're creating the expectation from the upfront that it's not going to work out, guess what? It's probably not going to work out. It probably will be a fluke. It probably will go up and down. You might be in that feast and famine. It won't be up and up and up and up and up, right? Who's determining that? You're the one who's determining that, right? Because you are the common denominator in what's the experience that you're having. You're creating your experience through your expectations, through your standards, through your belief set. So the question that I have for you is, what is outside the realm of possibility for you? What do you expect to have, right? Because if you've got a expectation that you make money in your sleep, and that's the standard, and it would be outside of the realm of possibility for that not to happen, right? Then it's going to be happening inside of your experience, right? And you're going to do the work to set up that structure. I remember when I first started my business and I took it from, my sort of offline just coaching practice into an online world space. And I started to offer courses and have digital products and, things like my meditations and things like that available to purchase. One of the things that I worked on and did the work on rearranging my expectation around was deciding that I was going to make money in my sleep. And that's why I titled this program Making Money in Your Sleep, because that became my expectation. And guess what, you guys? There's not a day that I don't wake up where I don't have some sort of notification on my phone, whether it's from Stripe or PayPal or whatever, that says, so-and-so's payment went through and you're blah, 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 money is coming to your account. That happens with my investment accounts and other places too. So that's my expectation. That's my standard, right? That I get to make money in my sleep, whether that's through recurring revenue and subscription products and memberships, through my courses and recurring payments that people pay, right? It doesn't matter. That's the expectation. That's the standard, right? And so that's what happens. Here's the deal. Money is always trying to flow to you, but you have to make it easier for money, right? You have to make it easier for abundance to come into your experience, right? And to flow into your life. And here's how you make it easy. You make it easy by holding the expectation and the belief that more and more money is available to you. You make it easy by believing in your work, having confidence in your talents, right? Believing in your deservingness, right? To defy all the odds and to be here to make the impact and the contribution and put the legacy down that you were here to create. You make it easy by incrementally raising your standards. Inside of Money Mastery Academy, we call this acclimatizing ourselves, right? Right now you are acclimatized, or you are comfortable with a certain amount of wealth and abundance, but we talk about making incremental upgrades, making small little shifts and tweaks that lead to big changes, right? By incrementally raising your standards of what you get to have, of what you expect to have, of what you're available for, your abundance will shift, your money flow will shift in a positive direction. The better it gets, the better it gets, right? Who's to say that it can't just go up and up and up and up and up, right? It doesn't have to be an up and down. It can be an up and up and up and up if that's the expectation that you hold. You make it easy by healing any limiting thoughts about money, right? Any feelings or about scarcity towards money, any releasing any of that old funky energy or any of those old beliefs and old stories, any of that old trauma, any of that old baggage, right? Stuff that your grandparents used to say, stuff that's not even yours to own. You make it easy by like shedding that, right? Taking it off like it's an old coat that no longer fits, and so you're going to give it away to the Goodwill, right? You make it easy by shifting those beliefs, right? The same goes for abundance, right? By allowing yourself to raise that standard, to believe that more joy, more love, right? More flow, more alignment, right? More spaciousness, right? Is more success is possible for you. There's really a lot of, there's just so many blocks that we all hold on to around this, right? Inside of our beliefs, inside of our habits, right? The things that we do that take us off the path, right? And derail us and thwart our progress, right? That cap our incomes, that cap our success, that cap the amount of abundance that we're willing to, we are available to, but we don't allow ourselves to have. Your experience with money, your experience with abundance is directly in sync with your energy around money and abundance. Bottom line, what you believe you are worthy of, what you believe is possible for you, period. That's the deal, you guys, right? Once you understand that you are the one who is making up the rules, that you are the one who is setting the standards, you are the one who is deciding what you are available for, things can get way more fun and way more expansive because you can be that much more deliberate and consciously creating what it is that you want, right? Doing the work to shed the old limiting stories, to release the money blocks, to shift into new ways of thinking, new perspectives, new ways of being, new ways of taking action, right? That allow you to create more deliberate abundance, more spaciousness, more flow, more success, right? More joy, more purpose, more money, more wealth, more prosperity inside of your experience. So if you are ready to break up with lack, if you're ready to shift this for yourself, then definitely, give me a yes in the comments and let me know that you're with me. I want you to go back and listen to this again because there's some really powerful truth bombs that I was dropping inside of here. I want you to know that abundance is your truth, right? And that money is just energy, right? And it's easily accessible. It can be consistent, it can be reliable, it can be stable, right? And your relationship with money, your relationship with abundance matters, right? The standards that you hold, the beliefs that you believe, right? The things that you think, the perspectives that you're holding on to, the ways that you act as a result of that, they're all shaping your reality with money.